listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Do you feel tired? Do you feel not like yourself? What I'm going to talk about today is the one thing that I do every year that helps me to run on full cylinders. If we haven't met yet, I'm Diane Rolston, and I'm so passionate about this because I know that for me, I was trying to push through being tired and push through not feeling myself and thinking like, man, I am a coach. I should be able to get through this, right? And so I was doing like motivation tactics on myself and all these like scheduling strategies and getting cheerleaders and all this. Nothing could help me because there was something that I didn't know. And it wasn't until I saw a naturopath and got my full blood work done did I realize that I was trying to push myself, push my body. I was feeling shame. I was feeling frustration at how I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, how I felt awkward in conversations, and I just didn't really want to go out and see people. So this happened after my first child, and then again after my second child, and then last year, and then like the past little bit. You know, and people could say, well, it's because of coronavirus, people feel tired, or people feel off, or well, of course you feel off after a baby because you're not sleeping as much. And that's what was told to me by certain people. Well, of course you're tired, right? You're just not sleeping. But it got to the point where I was like, but I'm sleeping 8 hours a night and I'm still friggin' tired. And I'm still not myself. And well, yeah, that's just how it is. No, it doesn't have to be how it is. And even for people that aren't right after kids, right? Even just life. Like last year, I definitely wasn't just after kids. My kids were 4 and 7. And I was feeling off, and people say, well, maybe you're feeling off because, you know, you're dealing with just stressors, or your dad having cancer. And no wonder you're feeling stressed, and no wonder you can't focus, and no wonder you don't have that much motivation. BS. You know what it was? Low iron, low B, high cortisol, hormones being off. You know, getting that answer was such a big relief to know that I wasn't sucking as a person. And I see so many women as clients. I work with them one-on-one and we're talking, and I can just hear it in them that they just don't have that kind of life, that mojo about them. And sometimes it is that there's stressors in their life. Sometimes it is because they're not where they're supposed to be. Sometimes they're not in resonance with the things they want to do. Sometimes their values are not being honored. Sometimes they've settled in a relationship, in a job, whatever it may be. But when we fix those things, not that they're broken, but when we make those things better, when we get them in alignment, when that happens and they still don't feel awesome, that's when it turns back on them, and they're afraid to say, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel amazing. There's something not right here. They're not going to say it. And so when I said that in an appointment to someone, I just don't feel like myself. Oh, well, you're just like, you just got a lot going on. Even just the other day, I got on a virtual appointment with a doctor, and I was told, well, this is just because of coronavirus. I'm not going to take that as the answer. I'm not. And I was talking about this with my hairdresser last night, and my sadness is that more people are suffering from this fog, from lack of energy, from lack of motivation. They're suffering. And people say, oh, it's just because you're busy at work. It's just because of coronavirus. It's just because, you've got some stressors with your kids. It's not just that. It's not just that. Right? And could it just be fixed with some iron? Could it just be fixed with B vitamin? And so last year, so first it was after my first kid, then it was after my second kid, postpartum depression with both, but I didn't have the right symptoms, right? I wasn't ready to run out on my family. I wasn't crying all the time. But I felt awkward in conversations and I didn't feel like myself. And then I went from organizing tons of stuff to like not even caring to go out. For someone to say, you feel like crap because you don't have the right iron or like enough iron, or you don't have enough B, or you don't have, what are the other things? Your cortisol's super high. Your hormones are off. Like when I went and got that support after each kid, like the first one, I was like, oh, relief, yay. And so I took what I had to take and I felt like way better. Now, it wasn't just like, poop, take it and like 15 minutes later, I felt better. No, it was like, well, let's do this. And then let's take this and let's take that. And then how are you? And it's like, I'm pretty good, but during this time, I'm not as good. And said, okay, so take this now and let's make adjustments. Like, I was back. Like, I'm back. Yay, I'm back. But I suffered for a year. I suffered for months. And even just recently, I've been suffering for months of just like not feeling right and just being like, oh, it's because the kids are at home and the kids are frustrating me. I just got blood work done on the weekend. Holy moly. My iron is even lower than last year. Like, it's crazy low. And to hear from the doctor, yeah, it's because like you're probably feeling off. You're feeling tired. You don't have energy. It's hard to focus. You don't have your mojo. I know right now I seem like I have my mojo, but it's because I'm passionate about this. I'm gaining weight. That is also because I'm also reaching for the cookies. I will admit that. I'm not exercising enough. But like the fact that if I just take a friggin' pill in the morning, a couple of supplements, couple of vitamins, I'm going to feel way better. And it's true, because once I start taking these things, I do feel better. Now, why am I telling this to you? Because as I was discussing very officially with my hairdresser last night, as I was discussing, I feel sorry for the people who have other people diminish how they're feeling and tell them to just, well, put a structure into your life. Well, just relax a little bit more. Go have a bath. Well, you need to exercise more. Well, you need to just like chill out, or maybe you can't handle it. Like, just all this crap. It could just be fixed by getting your blood taken, having some reports run, and then finding out where you're truly at. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz, in the beginning where it's in black and white, and then at like a certain point it flips to color. That's what it's like. When I see clients of mine who are feeling off, then get their blood work checked, and then just get what they need, it's like black and white to color. It's funny, I'm wearing all black and white. My pants are colorful though. So it's this place of diminishing how people feel, making them feel like they are wrong for it, having them push through. So if you are not running on full cylinders inside, how do you expect yourself to run on full cylinders on the outside? And so what do people do? What did I do? I coached the crap out of myself. I hiked for like an hour and a half every day. The original reason why I even went to the naturopath was just, I said, I must need to eat better because I'm tired. I must need to eat better because I'm not losing weight, even though I was hiking like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. Now that's postpartum. So I want to focus on just for anyone, if you are feeling off, get your blood work checked. Do it. Because I know that there are people also being diagnosed with depression and given meds for depression, and I'm totally for that if that is for you. I'm totally for that if you need it. But I know that based on my journey, had I accepted that, I don't need it. I didn't need it. I needed this other stuff. And wouldn't you want to just get your body rebalanced before introducing anything else? Because what's going to happen is you then take those other things for the depression. And I'm total disclosure here, right? As you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any medical advice. You need to talk to a registered doctor. My favorite is naturopath, because they spend extra time with you, because they are able to do extra tests. You can ask this of your doctor, but the doctors have a little bit like handcuffs on them, a little bit of what they're allowed to do. Naturopath, you have to pay for your tests, so I'm going to be forthcoming with that information. Your doctor tests are free, or covered, let's say covered. And if you do tests through your naturopath, you do pay for it. But trust me, in my experience, totally worth it. Totally worth it. And so to hear things like, if you just take a vitamin B, and there's specifics to that, like what type of B and a complex or not or whatever. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But you just take that B, that's like a happy pill. That's going to put you back on track potentially, right? You up your iron, your energy comes up. Like I am just a few days into taking B, and I just started taking iron again, and I know it's just going to be a trajectory up for me. I don't want people to suffer, and I don't want people to be kind of forced into taking heavier medications if you don't need it, especially you take the depression meds, but you haven't balanced your body still. So if you're off in your blood work, you're off in your body, but then you take this, it's not going to fully help. And then how bad are you going to feel when you still feel tired when you're taking something that was supposed to help you? So then you think, oh, I'm just so far gone. I'm not saying everybody feels that way, but I was just talking about this last night and just wanted to share this today. Shirley, I know that with menopause chicks, you preach and you give the stage to naturopaths and other doctors, and that you speak up for women, like taking a stand for their health. So I guess is that what I'm doing? I just want life to be easier for people. Like seriously. I went and had a massage this morning. So good. So good. But again, if I wasn't going to get my blood work done, and if I wasn't going to find out all about my iron and my B and all the other things, I haven't even talked to my doctor. I just looked at my reports, and I understand now what happens, and my numbers are lower than last year. Whew. So if I've been going for a whole year, even lower than I was last year, man, no wonder things have just felt harder. No shame, right? I have no shame. I feel so much better when I'm balanced, so much better. And I know that, Deborah, you're taking the Dynamic Balance program with me, right? And we can balance your life, and we can get you a plan, and we can have your Dynamic Life Blueprint all set. And same for Chantel, and same for Paula, who are also in the program. But if you are off, it's going to be that much harder. If you are off, things might not stick. You might not be able to maintain it. And then what happens is we then turn around and judge ourselves for not being good enough, focused enough, motivated enough, smart enough, whatever it might be. And again, I need to say, I am not a doctor. I'm not telling you go buy iron, because it is not good to take iron if you don't need it. I'm not saying go and take B and D and all these. D's another good one though. B and D and everything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying go and talk to a specialist who will let you know how you are doing on the inside. And this is what I really think that everyone needs to do every single year. Every year. Like when you go and get your physical, I think you should go and get your blood work done to just see what's there. I could have figured this out. Even going yearly didn't help. I should have probably gone 6 months later, but that was my own fault for not booking another appointment with the doctor, with Dr. Julie Durnan. So anyway, I don't know what else I want to say about this. I'm sure some more things will come to me later. I just felt bad thinking about people out there suffering. I share. Sometimes it's super real and passionate like today. Sometimes it's business strategy, support, whatever it may be. So if you have a question, concern, something, a topic you want me to talk about, drop me a line here, or let me know, other things that you want me to cover, or email me, DM me, whatever's easier, and I'll cover that in a future week. Deborah said she's starting taking B vitamins too. She's upping her water intake. That's imperative. Yes. So I'm back to 3 liters of water a day. I was doing quite well before. I'm also cutting out sugar, cutting out refined sugar. I'm going back to natural sugars, dates, fruit, and such. And caffeine. Caffeine is a stressor, right? So same with sugar, inflammation, not good for you. And the thing is that when you're off on the inside, you might not know. When you are off on the inside, you might not know, but you push through and nothing is telling you, nothing is hurting. Like I have low iron, but my body's not hurting because I have low iron. So there's no alarm bells ringing saying, you need to fix this, you need to make this better. There's nothing telling you that. You just get progressively every day, maybe 1% worse every day. So you don't really notice it, right? You don't really notice it. And then eventually you're like, man, I'm not where I, not feeling awesome. But again, you're like, well, I don't know, everything's fine. And I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why maybe I have anxiety. I don't know why I can't focus. I don't know why I'm not motivated. I don't know why I'm forgetting things. I don't know why I don't have the energy to go do that. I don't know why I'm not sleeping well. If any of those are true for you, go get your blood work done. Ask a professional to help support you, to see what you need, so that you can really take care of yourself, so that you can be at your finest, so you can go into the world, make the difference, live your passion, work your mission, whatever it may be, that movement you want to have, the legacy you want to live. Make sure that you on the inside are really just where you need to be first. Take care, everyone. Be dynamic.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.